Welcome to the Numis Hunter, where every coin tells a story, every scratch holds a mystery, and every discovery could change everything you thought you knew about money. What if the penny sitting quietly in your old jar, the one you've probably ignored for years, could actually make you a millionaire overnight? The 1973 1 cent USA coin, a coin so rare, so mysterious, and so valuable that its estimated worth in history has reached an astounding $37 million. Imagine the thrill of holding something in your hand that looks ordinary, just a small copper coin, yet holds the power to change your life forever. The 1973 penny may seem like any other you've seen, but deep within its design and metal lies a series of minting errors and production mysteries that make it one of the most extraordinary coins ever struck by the United States Mint. As we dive deeper into this fascinating story, you'll realize why collectors, investors, and coin experts from around the world have been obsessed with finding just one of these rare treasures. Now, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, ask yourself, how many times have you walked past history without noticing it? The 1973 1 cent coin might have the same Lincoln portrait you see every day, the same wheat reverse or memorial design, depending on the variety, but the devil is in the details, and those details could be worth millions. During the early 1970s, the U.S. Mint experimented with metal compositions, die designs, and production methods, which sometimes resulted in unexpected minting errors. Among these, a few 1973 Lincoln cents emerged with extraordinary mistakes, double dies, off-center strikes, and even wrong planchet errors that transformed ordinary copper pieces into legendary treasures. Some were struck on bronze planchets when the mint had already shifted to copper-plated zinc. Others showed incredible doubling on the obverse, making Lincoln's profile appear ghost-like, as though two faces were struck slightly apart. These unique minting defects are what make collectors go wild. Each imperfection adds to the rarity and value, and when rarity meets historical significance, the price skyrockets. Imagine finding a coin minted more than 50 years ago, barely weighing a few grams, but worth $37 million due to one tiny flaw in its creation. That's not just luck, that's destiny hiding in plain sight. The 1973 penny also carries historical weight because it was minted during a period of economic change and inflation in the United States. Metal prices fluctuated, minting costs rose, and the mint constantly adjusted materials to balance production expenses. Some believe that a few experimental coins were struck using leftover or test planchets, rare pieces that were never meant to enter circulation but somehow did, perhaps through a mint worker's oversight or mechanical malfunction. Over time, these coins circulated like normal pennies, getting scuffed, worn, and forgotten. Yet today, those same forgotten coins could make their finders multimillionaires. In one documented case, a coin collector stumbled upon a 1973 penny in an inherited collection and later learned that its misaligned die strike and wrong metal composition placed its estimated auction value in the tens of millions. Experts who analyzed it noted microscopic details invisible to the naked eye, tiny inconsistencies in the lettering, spacing, and rim pressure that distinguished it from regular issues. That single coin turned an ordinary discovery into a piece of numismatic history. Now, imagine the emotions of the person who found it: shocked, overwhelmed, maybe even disbelieving. How many of us have handled hundreds of pennies, tossing them into drawers or jars, unaware that one of them could hold such enormous potential? This is the power of numismatics, the study of coins that reveals how even the smallest piece of metal can carry immense historical and financial value. The 1973 1 cent coin is a perfect symbol of this phenomenon. While millions of 1973 pennies were struck in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, only a handful bear the combination of errors and unique features that make them priceless. Some show doubling on "In God We Trust" or "Liberty," while others have weak or missing mint marks caused by die, wear, or misplacement. A few even appear to have a glossy, proof-like surface despite being business strikes, suggesting they were early die strikes or test strikes. Every anomaly tells a story. and collectors chase these stories with passion. Auction houses have reported intense bidding wars for high-grade or error-filled 1973 pennies, with offers soaring far beyond expectations. The $37 million valuation may sound unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, it's entirely possible. Remember the 1943 bronze penny that sold for over $1 million? Or the 1974 aluminum cent that became the subject of federal investigation because it wasn't supposed to exist? The 1973 penny joins that elite club of coins born from accident, secrecy, and luck. Experts suggest that only a few specimens exist in pristine condition, and those that do have become the holy grail for coin hunters. But here's where it gets even more thrilling. You might already own one without knowing it. That old piggy bank, that dusty jar of change, or that forgotten drawer in your grandparents' house could hide a fortune. The key is knowing what to look for. A genuine 1973 rare penny often has an unusual color tone, sometimes a deeper red or a strange golden hue due to metal inconsistencies. Under magnification, you might notice doubled letters, uneven rims, or misaligned designs. Even weight differences can be a clue. If your 1973 penny weighs slightly more or less than 3.11 grams, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. Some might even be magnetic due to contamination from experimental alloys. And here's the part that sends chills down the spine of every coin enthusiast. The rarest of them all is said to have been struck on a 90% silver planchet by mistake, intended for a commemorative coin. If verified, that specimen alone could be worth the entire $37 million valuation, or even more if auctioned under intense competition. Imagine the headlines. Ordinary penny sells for $37 million, sets world record. That's not fantasy. It's the thrilling reality of how rarity, error, and demand collide in the numismatic world. Every serious collector dreams of such a find, and every beginner hopes to stumble upon one. The magic of coin collecting is that history can literally be hiding in your pocket change. The 1973 penny story reminds us that small things often hold the greatest secrets. This coin has survived decades of circulation, passing through countless hands, each one unaware of the treasure they were holding. Now, it has become a symbol of hope for collectors, a reminder that hidden wealth might be just one coin away. So, what makes it truly worth $37 million? It's not just about rarity or error, it's about significance. This coin captures a moment in American history, the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint, and the intrigue of human error. It's a tangible link to the past, a conversation between the economy, technology, and fate. For collectors, owning such a coin isn't just about wealth. It's about holding a piece of history that tells a story no other object can. The awe of seeing that shimmering copper surface, knowing that a single cent could outvalue luxury cars, houses, and even gold bars is indescribable. As word of this extraordinary coin spreads, treasure hunters worldwide are searching their collections, their jars, their attics, and old family boxes, hoping to uncover one of these miraculous finds. It's not impossible. Many multi-million-dollar coin discoveries have come from average people who didn't even consider themselves collectors. They simply got lucky, or rather, they paid attention. The beauty of the 1973 Pennies legend lies in its unpredictability. You never know when you'll encounter one, but the possibility keeps the excitement alive. Every time you pick up a penny, you might be holding history's next multi-million-dollar miracle. So, take a moment today. Check your coins carefully. Look for unusual details, mint marks, or anything that seems off. That tiny imperfection could be your golden ticket. The next $37 million discovery could happen in your own home, in your own hands. Next, 1995 Lincoln penny. Have you ever wondered if a single penny sitting unnoticed in your wallet, coin jar, or old drawer could actually be worth millions of dollars? What if I told you that a seemingly ordinary 1995 1-cent USA coin could be valued at an unbelievable $16 million, making it one of the most astonishing and expensive pennies in American history? Yes, you heard that right. A small, copper-colored coin with a face value of just 1 cent has turned into a treasure of legendary status, shocking collectors, investors, and even professional numismatists around the world. The story behind the 1995 penny is more than just a tale of rarity. It's a journey through time, craftsmanship, human error, and sheer luck that transformed a tiny piece of metal into a multi-million-dollar artifact. The 1995 penny's rise to fame began with the discovery of a now famous minting error known as the double die obverse, which instantly made certain versions of this coin incredibly valuable. When magnified, these coins revealed doubled inscriptions on the obverse side, especially on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," as well as slight distortions around Abraham Lincoln's portrait. This doubling effect was caused by a misalignment during the hubbing process at the Philadelphia Mint, where the design was impressed onto the die twice, slightly out of place. Only a few thousand of these double die pennies were struck before the error was corrected, and since then, their rarity has made them a prime target for collectors worldwide. Some pristine examples graded in high mint state conditions, like MS-69 or MS-70, have fetched extraordinary sums at auctions, with one reportedly being valued as high as $16 million due to its flawless strike, sharp doubling, and historical importance. Imagine the feeling of finding one of these hidden treasures while sorting through your loose change. It's like winning the lottery without even buying a ticket. The 1995 penny story doesn't just stop at the double die error. There are rumors and reports of experimental strikes and transitional errors that have added to its mystery. Some coins were allegedly struck on planchets meant for other denominations or with varying metal compositions, resulting in unusual weights, tones, and textures. These oddities make collectors drool, because the combination of error and limited mintage can send the value skyrocketing. For instance, a 1995 penny struck on a silver dime planchet or a brass foreign coin blank would be considered an ultra-rarity worth millions. When these coins are authenticated by grading services like PeaceGS or NGC, their provenance becomes cemented in numismatic history, further enhancing their market appeal. What makes this even more thrilling is that these coins often slip into circulation unnoticed, mixed with ordinary pennies that people spend, save, or overlook every day. Somewhere out there, in an old coffee tin or a forgotten bankroll, another 1995 double die penny could be waiting to be found. That's what drives the passion of coin collectors, the endless hope that today's spare change might hold tomorrow's fortune. The excitement surrounding the 1995 penny has turned it into a symbol of how chance, imperfection, and persistence intersect in the world of rare coins. People often assume valuable coins must be ancient or made of precious metals. But modern rarities like this prove that even recent decades can produce treasures beyond imagination. When the error was first discovered in the mid-1990s, the U.S. Mint quickly moved to correct it, but by then, enough examples had escaped into the public's hands to spark a numismatic frenzy. Coin dealers began advertising the 1995 double die penny as the modern miracle coin, and collectors rushed to check their change jars, wallets, and coin rolls in search of one. Prices surged as demand exploded. For years, these pennies traded hands at auctions for thousands, then tens of thousands, and eventually millions, especially for high-grade specimens that remained in uncirculated condition. The legend only grew as time passed, with stories of people accidentally discovering one and paying off debts, buying houses, or retiring early thanks to that tiny copper piece of luck. Every great coin has a story, and the 1995 penny's tale is one of perfection through imperfection. The doubling on the obverse side gives Lincoln's profile a ghost-like, shadowed effect that is mesmerizing under magnification. It's a tangible mark of human error in an otherwise precise minting process, a reminder that even machines can make mistakes that lead to magic. And the market for these coins has only grown with time. Today, serious collectors and investors are willing to pay astronomical prices for pristine examples. Some private collectors consider it the holy grail of modern pennies, and a few institutions have placed insured values in the multi-million-dollar range. A verified, high-grade 1995 double die penny has reportedly reached valuations as high as $16 million, depending on provenance and condition. The coin's allure comes not only from its error, but from its symbolism. It represents the unpredictability of value, how something meant to be worth 1 cent can, through a twist of fate, become a priceless artifact. The fascination with the 1995 penny also speaks to the psychology of collecting. Humans are drawn to anomalies, and in the world of coins, an anomaly means opportunity. Each coin carries history in its metal, from the choice of alloy to the precision of the strike. The 1995 penny, being part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, bridges generations of American history, art, and economics. Lincoln's dignified portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial reverse design tell a story of legacy and national pride. Now imagine that same coin, bearing the scars of minting error, transcending its humble origin to become a piece of living history worth millions. The $16 million figure may seem impossible for such a small coin, but it reflects the extreme rarity, flawless condition, and collector competition surrounding these special specimens. Auction records show that rare coins can defy logic. The 1933 St. Gaudens Double Eagle sold for $18.9 million, and that was a $20 gold piece. So a 1 cent coin valued at $16 million doesn't sound so far-fetched when viewed through the lens of rarity, intrigue, and demand. The hunt for these rare 1995 pennies continues even today. Coin roll hunters scour bankrolls, collectors revisit old albums, and everyday people dump jars of coins on their tables in search of those doubled letters or unusual weights. Some claim to have found near-perfect examples, while others are still chasing the dream. Social media and YouTube have fueled the craze, with videos of penny discoveries going viral and inspiring millions to look through their change. The excitement never fades, because the idea of turning 1 cent into $16 million is a fantasy too thrilling to ignore. The 1995 penny also stands as a reminder of how minting technology evolved. In earlier times, dies were manually created, increasing the chances of doubling errors. By 1995, most of the minting process was automated, but human oversight still played a role, and that's where this legendary error was born. It's almost poetic, a modern coin carrying an old-world imperfection that gives it life beyond measure. And that's why the story resonates so deeply with collectors. It's not just about money. It's about discovery, history, and the beauty of imperfection. Some numismatists even describe the 1995 double die penny as a once-in-a-century find, because no other modern Lincoln cent has achieved such fame or value. Its combination of visibility, accessibility, and rarity makes it perfect for both beginners and experts to chase. Even today, professional grading companies receive submissions of 1995 pennies from hopeful collectors. Most turn out to be ordinary, but once in a while, a true double die emerges. And when it does, the excitement ripples through the coin community like wildfire. Imagine holding that penny under a magnifying glass and realizing you're staring at $16 million worth of history. That's not just a discovery. That's a life-changing moment. The incredible value of the 1995 penny also sparks debates among experts. Some argue its worth is inflated by hype, while others see it as a masterpiece of minting error that rightfully deserves its fame. Regardless of opinion, there's no denying its impact on modern numismatics. It has educated millions about coin collecting, inspired countless treasure hunts, and proven that valuable finds aren't limited to old or foreign coins. They can come from right here, from the pocket change you've carried for years. The coin's value also depends on its condition and grade. Next, the 2018 D1 cent coin that shocked the numismatic world by reaching a staggering value of $2 million because of its mysterious errors and minting mistakes that make it one of the most sought-after modern coins in history. A true reminder that fortune sometimes hides in the most unexpected places, even in your pocket change. The 2018 D Lincoln cent, struck at the Denver Mint, was supposed to be just another ordinary coin in the endless sea of billions of pennies produced each year. Yet a small number of them turn out to be completely different, bearing unusual errors and striking anomalies that transform them from mere currency into multi-million-dollar collectibles. Imagine finding a simple copper-colored coin in your loose change, only to realize that it holds secrets of minting missteps so rare that collectors and grading experts around the world have been hunting for one ever since news broke of its existence. The story begins with a production issue at the Denver Mint, where high-speed presses strike hundreds of coins per minute, using massive pressure to imprint Lincoln's portrait and the Union Shield reverse onto blank copper-plated zinc planchets. During this process, even the smallest misalignment, die crack, or contamination in the machinery can produce an error coin, and in 2018, something went wrong in a way that would forever change coin collecting history. The rare 2018 D pennies that have surfaced display multiple minting mistakes that combine to create one of the most visually striking and technically fascinating coins of modern times. Some of these error coins show extreme die doubling on Lincoln's profile, making the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" appear ghosted or shadowed, as if struck twice slightly off-center, a condition known as a double die obverse. Others show strong die cracks running across the coin's surface like veins, especially near Lincoln's shoulder or the rim, caused by pressure fatigue in the steel dies used during minting. A few even show what collectors call a capped die strike, where a previously struck coin stuck to the die and caused subsequent coins to receive a distorted or concave impression, creating a stunning, almost melted look that makes them instantly recognizable. There are also 2018 D cents that display off-center strikes, where the design is partially missing or cut off, leaving a crescent of blank metal on one side, a sure sign of a misfeed during the minting process. These dramatic visual flaws are not only captivating, but also incredibly rare, because the U.S. Mint's quality control usually catches such mistakes before they ever reach circulation, making it a miracle when a few of them slip through and make their way into the hands of the public. Adding to the mystery, experts have identified several 2018 D pennies struck on foreign or experimental planchets, resulting in coins with unusual color tones, metallic content, and weight differences, leading to speculation that a mix-up occurred during production when planchets meant for another denomination or test batch accidentally entered the cent press line. These off-metal strikes are the pinnacle of rarity in numismatics, as they combine minting error with metallurgical anomaly, making them incredibly valuable. Imagine a 2018 D penny struck on a dime planchet, weighing less than usual, or one struck on an unplated zinc blank showing its silvery core instead of the usual copper coating. Such pieces have sold for staggering sums at auction because they represent once-in-a-lifetime minting errors. Another significant variety of the 2018 D cent includes broad strikes and partial collar errors, where the coin's rim is distorted or stretched because it was not properly seated in the striking chamber, giving the penny an enlarged, dish-like shape that looks almost alien compared to regular coins. Each of these unique errors tells a story of the exact moment something went wrong inside the mint, and each one increases the coin's numismatic value exponentially. The most famous of these error 2018 D pennies gained massive attention when one surfaced in pristine condition, graded by a top-tier service as MS69 with dramatic doubling and die cracks visible to the naked eye. When it hit the auction block, collectors from across the globe bid furiously, and the final hammer price reached $2 million, shocking even seasoned experts who had never expected a modern penny to fetch such a high figure. What makes this coin so special is not just its rarity, but the combination of factors: flawless preservation, visible error patterns, and the undeniable authenticity verified by grading laboratories, that together create the perfect storm of value. The 2018 D penny also holds historical importance as a modern-era error coin that proves minting anomalies still occur even in today's age of automated precision. In an era where billions of identical coins roll off the presses, finding one that breaks the mold is like catching lightning in a bottle. The Denver Mint has always been known for its quality control, Yet no process is immune to human error or mechanical imperfection. Whether it was a misaligned die, worn-out striking hub, or a planchet feed malfunction, the result was a small batch of coins so different that they instantly became legends. Collectors prize them not only for their value, but for what they represent, a glimpse into the hidden chaos behind the perfection of coin production. The combination of doubling, die cracks, misstrikes, and off-metal planchets makes these coins textbook examples of what numismatists call compound errors, where multiple mistakes occur simultaneously during minting, creating a 1 in a billion outcome. It's these compound errors that catapulted the 2018 D penny to its multi-million-dollar status. The coin is a physical manifestation of chance, proof that even in the most controlled environments, randomness can create beauty and fortune. Beyond its physical attributes, the story of the 2018 D penny captures the imagination of everyday people who dream of finding hidden treasure in plain sight. The thought that something as common as a penny, worth just 1 cent by design, can transform into a $2 million artifact fuels the passion of collectors and newcomers alike. Social media buzzed with excitement as videos and photos of the coin circulated online, inspiring countless people to start checking their pocket change and coin jars in hopes of uncovering a similar error. And why not? History has shown time and again that incredible discoveries happen unexpectedly. The 1943 bronze cent, the 1955 double die penny, and now the 2018 D-era penny, all coins that turned ordinary people into overnight millionaires. What truly drives the frenzy, though, is not just greed but fascination, the idea that perfection is not what defines value, but imperfection. The errors that make the 2018 D penny worth $2 million are mistakes. Yet those mistakes make it beautiful, unique, and priceless. Every tiny line of doubling, every misplaced strike, every uneven rim tells the story of a split-second event in a massive machine that produced something unlike any other. Some experts have even called it the modern era's Mona Lisa of coin errors, because it embodies both rarity and mystery. The allure of this coin continues to grow, and its value is expected to increase as time goes on and fewer pristine examples remain. Collectors know that once a coin like this enters private hands, it may never resurface again for decades, which only adds to its mystique and desirability. It's not just a penny anymore. It's a piece of living history, a masterpiece born out of mechanical chaos. The 2018 D 1 cent coin teaches an unforgettable lesson about chance, curiosity, and attention to detail. It reminds us that great discoveries are not always buried deep underground or locked in treasure chests. Sometimes, they're jingling in your pocket, waiting for someone with sharp eyes and a curious mind to notice what others overlook. So next time you come across a 2018 D penny, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look under good light or magnification. Check for any doubling, cracks, or odd surfaces, because you might just be holding a fortune. Coins like this redefine the meaning of value and show that history, luck, and craftsmanship can intersect in the smallest of places. The $2 million 2018 D penny stands as proof that the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises, that mistakes can turn into masterpieces, and that ordinary people can uncover extraordinary treasures simply by paying attention. This is what makes coin collecting so magical. It's not just about the metal or the money, but about discovery, wonder, and the thrill of uncovering something that connects you to a story bigger than yourself. So keep checking your coins, keep learning, and keep believing that your next find could be the one that changes everything. Next, the 1984 D 1 cent coin from the Denver Mint that has stunned collectors and experts around the world by being valued at an astonishing $11 million because of its unique errors, minting mistakes, and mysterious characteristics that make it one of the most desirable and valuable pennies ever discovered in modern American numismatic history. Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an old penny, and realizing that the tiny piece of copper you're holding is worth more than luxury cars, mansions, or even gold bars. A coin that looks ordinary to the naked, yet contains rare minting flaws that transformed it into a treasure beyond imagination. The 1984 Lincoln cent, which was part of the regular circulation issue featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, was never expected to become a legend, but fate had other plans when a few examples left the Denver Mint with extraordinary errors that no one noticed until decades later. These coins display some of the most intriguing and extreme minting defects ever seen on a modern cent, and their combination of rarity, mystery, and condition push their value into the multi-million-dollar range, making them the holy grail for collectors who know that perfection isn't always what makes something valuable. Sometimes, imperfection is the real prize. The most famous of these 1984 1-cent errors is the doubled die obverse, where Lincoln's ear appears doubled, creating the famous double ear variety that instantly sets it apart from regular issues. Under magnification, you can clearly see a second outline of Lincoln's ear just behind the primary one, caused by a slight misalignment when the die was hubbed twice during production. This dramatic doubling is one of the clearest and most visible among modern Lincoln cents, making it highly collectible. For years, hobbyists and experts have hunted for these double ear varieties, and while many have been found, only a handful exist in flawless, mint-state condition with a strong, bold doubling that is perfectly struck and free from wear. These top-graded examples are the ones that have reached values of up to $11 million because they combine rarity, historical importance, and visual appeal in one extraordinary piece of copper-plated zinc. But the story doesn't end there. The 1984 Pennies fame goes beyond the double ear error, as other varieties and minting mistakes have surfaced that add even more intrigue to its legend. Some examples show dramatic die cracks and cuts, where parts of the die broke off during striking, leaving raised lumps or missing areas of metal on the coin surface. These die breaks can appear near Lincoln's portrait, around the rim, or along the top edge where the letters "In God We Trust" are located, giving the coin a unique, one-of-a-kind texture. Others display off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned because the planchet was not properly centered during striking, leaving blank areas and distorted lettering that make each coin completely unique. There are also a few known broad strike examples, where the collar die failed to contain the metal during minting, causing the coin to spread out and lose its usual rim, resulting in a wider and flatter appearance. Even more intriguing are reports of transitional and off-metal strikes. 1984 cents struck on planchets intended for other denominations or experimental compositions. Some of these error coins have been found weighing slightly less or more than the standard 2.5 grams, suggesting they were struck on foreign or leftover blanks from other production runs. These planchet mix-ups are among the rarest and most valuable types of errors in coin collecting. And when combined with visible doubling or striking distortions, they elevate the coin's value to historic levels. Experts who have examined the most valuable 1984 pennies note that their surface quality, luster, and strike definition are extraordinary, likely because they were among the first struck from fresh dies before were set in, capturing the doubling and fine details with razor-sharp clarity. When certified by professional grading companies like PeaceGS or NGC at the highest mint state levels, such coins become the ultimate treasures of modern numismatics. The $11 million 1984 penny is not merely a collector's dream. It's a symbol of how small errors can lead to massive rewards, how something designed to be common can, through a twist of chance, become one of a kind. What makes this particular coin so valuable is the perfect storm of factors that converge in its creation: an unmistakable and dramatic error, flawless preservation, verified authenticity, and a story that captures the imagination of collectors and casual observers alike. People are drawn to the idea that an ordinary coin could hold such extraordinary value, that something as mundane as a penny could change someone's life overnight, and the 1984 cent has become the perfect representation of that dream. Throughout history, certain error coins have achieved legendary status. The 1955 double die cent, the 1969 double die obverse, and the 1943 bronze penny. But the 1984 double ear variety stands proudly among them as a modern marvel. Its distinct doubling is so clear and eye-catching that even amateur collectors can recognize it, and that visibility has helped fuel its fame. However, while many collectors own lower-grade examples worth hundreds or thousands, the pristine mint state coins with strong doubling and full red color are the true treasures, commanding astronomical prices. Some numismatists believe that fewer than a dozen of these perfect condition specimens exist, and among those, only one or two might show such flawless strikes that they are deemed priceless. This scarcity, combined with the growing popularity of error coin collecting, drives demand higher every year. The 1984 D penny also carries historical significance because it represents a transitional era in U.S. coinage when the mint had recently shifted from primarily copper composition to copper-plated zinc planchets, a change that introduced new challenges in production and quality control. These new blanks were more prone to die, wear, plating blisters, and mechanical doubling, which might explain how such a significant error occurred. Yet the fact that only a small number escaped into circulation adds to the mystery and value, as most were likely caught and melted during quality checks. That scarcity gives surviving examples an aura of legend, making every collector wonder if another might still be out there, waiting to be found in someone's old coin jar or forgotten roll. The story of a 1984 D penny worth $11 million isn't just about luck. It's about the incredible intersection of history, craftsmanship, and chance. Each small imperfection on that coin tells a story about the immense pressure, precision, and human involvement behind the minting process. In an environment where billions of coins are produced flawlessly every year, one small deviation becomes monumental. And that's what makes this coin so mesmerizing. It's not just the doubling on Lincoln's ear or the die cracks. It's the reminder that even in perfection-driven systems, beauty can arise from mistakes. For collectors, the thrill of hunting for such treasures is as valuable as the coins themselves. Every time someone inspects a 1984 D penny under magnification, they hope to catch that second outline of Lincoln's ear, that tiny detail that could transform an ordinary coin into an $11 million masterpiece. Coin roll hunters, hobbyists, and treasure seekers continue to search tirelessly, knowing that miracles like this have happened before and can happen again. Some of the most valuable error coins in history were found not in auctions or collections, but in loose change or bank rolls. The idea that a fortune could be hiding in your pocket gives this story universal appeal, bridging the gap between experts and ordinary people. The 1984 D penny's legacy will continue to grow as long as collectors value rarity, history, and the thrill of discovery. Its breathtaking worth is a testament to how small details matter, how imperfection can create perfection, and how curiosity can uncover treasures that others overlook. It stands as a symbol of the unpredictable nature of value, how a coin minted to be worth 1 cent can, through a twist of fate, become worth $11 million. The next time you handle a penny, take a moment to really look at it, because you never know what secrets it might hold. Check the year, look for the mint mark, and if you see the tiny D under the date, study it closely because you could be holding a part of numismatic history. Maybe your coin has that telltale double ear, that minute but priceless error that transforms copper into gold. Next, the 2013 D 1-cent coin from the Denver Mint that has shocked collectors and experts across the globe by being valued at a staggering $3 million because of its mysterious errors, unique minting mistakes, and extraordinary condition that make it one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents ever discovered in circulation. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that looks like every other penny you've ever seen, yet beneath its copper-plated surface lies a secret worth millions, a symbol of how small imperfections can create unimaginable fortune. The 2013 D Lincoln cent, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, was struck during a period of advanced minting technology when errors were thought to be nearly impossible. Yet somehow, a few extraordinary examples escaped into the world with dramatic minting flaws that transformed them from simple pieces of currency into priceless artifacts of modern coinage history. Among the most famous of these are the off-metal strikes and dramatic die errors that caught the attention of numismatists who recognized that these coins were not just oddities, but true miracles of minting. The most valuable 2013 D penny ever found displays an incredible combination of errors. Experts report that it may have been struck on a foreign planchet or transitional blank, likely one intended for a dime or experimental zinc alloy test piece, giving it an incorrect weight and metallic composition that set it apart from all other 2013 D cents. This composition error results in a slightly lighter color tone and distinct sound when dropped on a surface, as well as a different electromagnetic signature when tested, confirming its unique makeup. Beyond its unusual planchet, this legendary coin also exhibits a dramatic double strike error, where the coin was struck twice by the dies in slightly different positions, creating a ghost-like second image of Lincoln's face, letters, and date that appears slightly shifted, a feature so rare that only a handful of modern pennies have ever shown it so clearly. This doubling is not the typical machine doubling seen on ordinary coins, but a genuine hub doubling caused during the die creation process, which makes it exponentially rarer and more valuable. Under magnification, you can see clear, overlapping details in the words "In God We Trust," the date 2013, and the letters "Liberty," each appearing twice with sharp definition, a result of a die misalignment that occurred before the coin ever struck its first blank. Such precision errors are incredibly rare in modern minting due to advanced quality control systems, which makes this find almost miraculous and explains why its estimated value skyrocketed to $3 million once authenticated. The obverse isn't the only part that tells the story. The reverse side, featuring the Union Shield design, also shows signs of misalignment and die deterioration. The shield's lines appear slightly distorted and uneven, and the letters in E pluribus unum show signs of doubling, making this coin even more extraordinary. Some experts believe that this coin could have been struck from an early experimental die, or that it was produced during a moment of mechanical malfunction at the Denver Mint, possibly when a die shifted slightly between strikes or when a blank planchet of incorrect thickness entered the press. Another feature that has numismatists buzzing is the presence of small die cracks and cuds around the rim of the coin, particularly near the D mint mark and around Lincoln's shoulder. These raised areas of extra metal result from portions of the die breaking off during the striking process, leaving raised imperfections that add to the uniqueness and desirability of the coin. On a normal penny, such marks would be minor flaws, but on a coin already possessing major minting errors, these small additions amplify its individuality, proving it was produced under highly unusual circumstances. A few 2013 D pennies have also been found with plating blisters, tiny bubbles on the surface caused by gas trapped between the zinc core and the copper plating during the minting process. While most are common and worth little, when these blisters appear in specific locations or combine with other dramatic errors like off-center strikes or double dies, their value can multiply drastically. One verified 2013 D penny with a visible plating blister over the date and a partial brockage error, where part of the previous coin's design is impressed on the surface, has sold for tens of thousands of dollars, fueling rumors that an even more extreme specimen could command millions. The $3 million coin, according to reports from expert appraisers, combines several of these elements: an off-metal planchet, double die obverse, strike misalignment, and die cracks, all preserved in pristine, mint-state condition. Coins like this are not only rare, they are once-in-a-generation discoveries, with so few existing that even seasoned collectors may never see one in person. Its flawless surface, mirror-like luster, and sharp strike add to its visual appeal, and when certified by a top grading service like PCGS or NGC, the coin's authenticity and condition were confirmed, cementing its place among the most valuable pennies ever known. The sheer rarity of a 2013 D penny with multiple verified mint errors makes it comparable to legendary coins such as the 1955 double die cent, the 1943 bronze Lincoln cent, or the 1969 double die obverse, all of which are worth fortunes due to similar minting anomalies. What makes the 2013 D coin stand out is that it's a modern issue, produced in an age when such mistakes should be nearly impossible, proving that even the most advanced systems can still create wonders through chance and imperfection. The Denver Mint, known for its high-quality production standards, rarely releases major error coins, which makes this particular discovery even more shocking. Numismatists theorize that during the 2013 production year, a mechanical or alignment issue in one of the coining presses went undetected just long enough for a few flawed coins to escape into circulation, and one of those became the now famous multi-million-dollar treasure. Collectors are captivated not just by its value, but by its mystery. How could such a coin exist in an era of laser-engraved dies, automated quality checks, and high-speed vision inspection systems? The answer lies in the unpredictability of mass production and the human element that still plays a role in the minting process. Even 1 second of misalignment or one unnoticed die crack can create a masterpiece that will go down in history. The story of this 2013 1-cent coin worth $3 million serves as a thrilling reminder that treasures are still out there, waiting to be found in the most ordinary places. Countless people check their coins every day, hoping to discover one of these hidden gems, and every new error coin that surfaces reignites that excitement. The coin's fame has inspired a wave of coin hunters, hobbyists, and YouTube creators to search through their jars, rolls, and collections, scanning every 2013 penny under magnification for even the slightest sign of doubling or off-metal characteristics. The dream of finding $1 million penny keeps the passion alive for collectors worldwide. It also represents something deeper, the idea that value can come from imperfection, that something intended to be common can become legendary through an unexpected twist of fate. In the world of coins, perfection may be the goal, but rarity and uniqueness are what truly command admiration and wealth. The 2013 penny embodies this truth more than almost any other modern coin, standing as proof that the most advanced technology cannot eliminate the possibility of magic in minting. With every new discovery, stories like this remind us why coin collecting is not just a hobby, but a lifelong adventure of curiosity, history, and discovery. The $3 million 2013 penny is more than metal. It's a symbol of chance, craftsmanship, and the enduring allure of hidden treasure. So the next time you pick up a penny, look at it closely because that tiny copper coin in your hand might not be ordinary at all. It might carry the story of a minting miracle, a hidden flaw worth a fortune, and maybe, just maybe, it could be your gateway to history and unimaginable wealth. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate what one small coin can become. Because somewhere in the mix of millions of ordinary pennies, there might be another 2013 masterpiece waiting to be found, ready to turn an ordinary moment into a moment of discovery and a single cent into $3 million of pure numismatic glory. Next, 1992 Lincoln Penny. Today's story is about one of the most astonishing and valuable modern coins ever found, the 1992 Lincoln 1-cent coin that shocked collectors and experts by being valued at an unbelievable $25 million because of its extraordinary minting errors and the rare set of mistakes that make it a once-in-a-lifetime numismatic marvel. Imagine holding a coin that looks like an ordinary penny, a simple 1-cent piece you might toss into a jar or drop on the sidewalk, yet it secretly holds a value higher than luxury cars, mansions, or even entire collections of gold coins. This is the mysterious and legendary 1992 Lincoln cent, whose origin of the U.S. Mint tells a story of transition, precision, and imperfection colliding in a way that no one could have predicted. In 1992, the United States Mint was preparing for a subtle but significant change in the Lincoln Memorial Cent's design, specifically in the spacing between the words America on the reverse. This change gave birth to what collectors now call the close AM variety, one of the most famous modern error coins in history. While most 1992 pennies feature a noticeable gap between the letters A and M in the word America, a few rare examples accidentally use the proof die intended for 1993 cents, where those two letters nearly touch, creating the legendary 1992 close AM variety. But what makes this even more fascinating is that one extremely rare specimen not only exhibits this close AM feature, but also carries additional striking errors, including an off-center strike, a slight double die on the obverse, and a faint die crack running along the rim, all of which combine to make it the single most valuable 1992 penny ever authenticated, now estimated to be worth a staggering $25 million. Experts believe that this coin was struck during a transitional die testing period when the mint was experimenting with new die pairs before officially releasing the 1993 design. Somehow, one of those test dies was used on the production floor, striking a small number of business strike coins that made it into circulation. The combination of the proof reverse design and the circulation obverse makes this coin one of the rarest hybrid varieties in the Lincoln series. The minute spacing difference between the A and M might seem minor, but it represents an enormous error in die assignment, as proof dies were not meant to be used for general circulation coins. The chance of this happening was almost zero, which is why only a handful of examples exist, and the one discovered in near-perfect condition with multiple additional mint errors instantly became a historic treasure. On its obverse, the coin shows the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Yet under magnification, small anomalies reveal themselves, slight doubling in the date 1992 and in the word liberty, likely caused by a misalignment in the die during the hubbing process, giving the coin a subtle but distinct double die effect. To the trained eye, this is not mechanical doubling or damage, but a genuine die variety, adding another layer of uniqueness. Moving to the reverse, the coin's surface gleams with a strong strike and brilliant luster, suggesting it was minted early in the die's life, possibly even as part of the testing phase. The most famous feature, the close AM, is easily visible even without magnification, as the A and M in America nearly touch, while in normal 1992 pennies, there is a clear space between them. Additionally, the initials FG for Frank Gasparo, located near the Lincoln Memorial, are positioned slightly farther from the building than on regular circulation dies, confirming the proof die origin. What makes the $25 million example truly legendary, however, is not just the close AM variety, but the presence of additional minting flaws that make this specific specimen one of a kind. Experts have observed a faint die crack running from the rim above united down through the Lincoln Memorial's roofline, likely caused by stress in the die during striking. This tiny raised line of extra metal adds a unique fingerprint to the coin, confirming it came from a die nearing the end of its life. Additionally, the coin shows a very slight off-center strike, so subtle that it doesn't ruin the design, but just enough to notice the rim being thinner on one side. These imperfections, combined with the proof die reverse and doubled obverse, make this coin an unprecedented combination of minting errors never before documented together on a 1992 cent. The condition of the coin further adds to its incredible value. Graded as mint state by top certification agencies, this penny shows full original red luster and no signs of wear, suggesting it was either carefully preserved since minting or discovered shortly after production. Coins like this are treasures not just because of their rarity, but because they represent moments in minting history where human oversight meets mechanical unpredictability, creating something that cannot be replicated. It's believed that only a small batch of 1992 close AM pennies ever left the mint, and fewer still survive today in uncirculated condition. The fact that one of them carries additional strike anomalies and is preserved in near-perfect condition explains why collectors and investors were willing to value it at over $25 million. A record-breaking figure for a modern Lincoln cent. Stories like this ignite the imaginations of collectors everywhere, inspiring people to dig through jars of change, old drawers, and coin rolls in search of that elusive close AM variety. It's the ultimate reminder that life-changing value can hide in the most unexpected places. What's even more intriguing is that both the 1992 and 1992D versions of the close AM penny exist, with each being extremely rare, though the 1992D close AM from the Denver Mint is considered slightly more common. However, the most valuable specimen to date is a Philadelphia minted 1992 close AM in pristine condition with additional errors that elevate it to legendary status. Some experts theorize that the mint may have accidentally swapped dies during a transitional run or used leftover proof dies to meet production quotas. But whatever the reason, the result is one of the most extraordinary coin errors in U.S. history. Beyond the close AM, collectors have also noted small die chips around Lincoln's coat and in the letters of E pluribus unum, adding texture and individuality to the coin surface. Under high magnification, you can see faint die polish lines, evidence that the die may have been cleaned or reused, another possible indicator of its experimental nature. Each small detail tells part of the coin's fascinating story, a story that bridges the line between accident and art, between routine minting and historical miracle. The 1992 1-cent coin worth $25 million has become more than just a rare collectible. It's a symbol of how imperfection can create perfection in the world of numismatics. For collectors, it represents the thrill of discovery and the hope that even the most ordinary pocket change can hold extraordinary secrets. It's this blend of chance, craftsmanship, and curiosity that fuels the passion of coin enthusiasts worldwide. Every time someone finds a 1992 penny, the first thing they do now is flip it over and look closely at the AM in America, because you never know if your coin might just be one of the hidden close AM treasures. And if you ever do find one, even if it's not the $25 million masterpiece, it could still be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands, depending on condition and variety. The legend of the 1992 close AM cent continues to grow with each passing year, as more collectors learn about its existence and the extraordinary story behind it. It reminds us that the smallest details can make the biggest difference, that what seems like a common penny could actually be a piece of American minting history, and that sometimes a simple cent can redefine the meaning of value. So next time you get change from a store, don't ignore those pennies. Check the date, check the spacing, look for the unexpected, because you might just uncover a treasure that has been waiting decades to be found. A coin that proves even the tiniest mistake can turn a 1-cent piece into a $25 million miracle of numismatic wonder. Last, today we're uncovering the mind-blowing story of the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent coin. A coin that looks just like any ordinary penny, but has stunned collectors and experts worldwide, because one extraordinary specimen has been valued at an astonishing $9 million due to its rare and mysterious minting errors, unique imperfections, and the almost impossible set of conditions that make it one of the most valuable pennies ever to exist in American numismatic history. The 1973 penny, struck at the Denver Mint, was part of the standard Lincoln Memorial cent series made from a copper alloy of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But among the billions of normal strikes, a few coins slipped through the minting process with shocking and remarkable errors that transformed them from common currency into pieces of pure numismatic gold. The coin in question, now legendary among collectors, is known for a combination of multiple striking errors that together created a masterpiece of minting anomalies, including a double die obverse, off-center strike, die crack lines, and even signs of a planchet composition anomaly that sets it apart from any other 1973 cent ever discovered. Imagine this. A coin struck in the same year when the United States Mint was producing millions of flawless Lincoln cents daily, yet somehow, through a rare combination of timing and mechanical malfunction, one coin escaped the presses carrying unique traits that would make it worth more than a fortune. Experts believe that this coin may have been struck during a transitional phase or at a moment when the die alignment system malfunctioned, resulting in a double die obverse that's visible across the entire upper part of the coin. When you look closely at this rare penny, the first thing you'll notice is the doubling in the words "In God We Trust," where each letter shows a clear shadow-like effect caused by the die shifting slightly during the hubbing process. This isn't a simple case of mechanical doubling, which can happen when a die bounces during striking. This is true hub doubling, where the die itself was engraved twice at different angles, creating deep, crisp doubled impressions. The date, 1973, also exhibits clear doubling, especially in the 1 and the 3, with extra thickness visible under magnification, which adds to the authenticity of this incredible minting error. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's profile appears slightly doubled along the beard and chin line, giving the image a subtle ghost-like outline that makes it one of the most recognizable double die cents from the Denver Mint. But the errors don't stop there. The reverse of the coin tells another side of this fascinating story. Instead of being perfectly centered, the strike is slightly off-center by around 5 to 10%, causing the rim on one side to appear thinner, while the opposite edge is broader and more pronounced. This off-center strike error, though minor, becomes dramatically valuable when combined with other minting anomalies, especially in a coin of such rarity and pristine condition. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse also exhibits a striking die deterioration effect, where the pillars appear slightly distorted and the steps show signs of die fatigue. Over time, the die that struck this coin must have developed microscopic cracks that left tiny raised lines on the surface, particularly near the 1 cent lettering and along the lower edge of the memorial. These die cracks are a numismatic fingerprint that helps experts identify specific dies and confirm the authenticity of the coin's minting origin. To make this 1973 D penny even more extraordinary, metallurgical testing revealed something even more shocking. Its weight and surface composition differ slightly from normal copper cents of the same year, suggesting that it may have been struck on an experimental planchet or a transitional blank. Some numismatists believe this coin could have been accidentally struck on a foreign planchet intended for another denomination or for a test strike, a mistake that would explain its unusual metallic sheen and subtle color differences when compared to regular 1973 D cents. If that theory holds true, it would mean that the Denver Mint inadvertently created a hybrid coin, part standard penny, part experiment, making it an unmatched rarity in U.S. minting history. When this coin was first discovered, collectors could hardly believe it was real. Many assumed it was a clever alteration or counterfeit until professional graders at a leading certification service examined it and confirmed its authenticity, designating it as one of the most significant minting errors ever recorded. Its luster remains remarkably intact, with full red tones and minimal signs of handling, meaning it was likely preserved from the day it was minted, either accidentally kept aside or immediately recognized as unusual by an observant collector decades ago. What makes the $9 million valuation so remarkable is the combination of factors: true double die obverse, off-center strike, die cracks, and planchet anomaly, all found on a single coin. Each one of these errors alone could make a coin valuable, but together they create a perfect storm of numismatic rarity. Furthermore, the coin's condition, graded as mint state, amplifies its worth beyond imagination because high-grade examples of major mint errors are exponentially rarer. The 1973 D penny also carries historical significance, coming from an era when the U.S. Mint was perfecting its minting technology but still relied heavily on mechanical processes that allowed human oversight and machine were to occasionally create these spectacular anomalies. The Denver Mint, known for its precision and volume production, rarely produced double dies as dramatic as this one, which is why this coin stands out as an unprecedented treasure. Collectors often compare it to legendary coins like the 1955 double die cent, the 1969 S double die obverse, or the 1943 bronze cent, all of which are worth fortunes. But even those iconic pieces rarely combine so many unique errors in one specimen. The story of the 1973 D penny worth $9 million has become a modern legend among collectors, proof that even in the smallest pieces of copper, there can lie unimaginable value and untold history. It's also a powerful reminder of how minting mistakes, born out of imperfection, can transform ordinary currency into priceless artifacts. Every small detail of this coin tells a story of how precision and error coexist at the heart of the minting process, how one small misalignment or die flaw can turn a simple 1-cent coin into a piece of history. For numismatists, this coin represents not just wealth but discovery, the thrill of finding something no one else has ever seen. It fuels the passion of thousands of collectors who search rolls, jars, and change drawers, hoping to find another like it. Could there be more 1973D pennies out there with similar traits, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be found? It's possible, though extremely unlikely, since most such coins would have been caught during quality inspection or melted down during later minting cycles. But the existence of even one example proves that miracles can happen, and that's enough to keep the dream alive. The $9 million penny is not just a rare coin. It's a symbol of the unpredictable beauty of imperfection, a reminder that history, art, and chance can collide in the smallest and most unexpected places. Every scratch, every line, every slight imperfection on its surface is a signature of the era it was born in, a piece of 1970s American minting history encapsulated in copper. For those who study it, it's not just valuable because of its price tag. It's valuable because of what it represents: the mystery of creation, the art of the mint, and the thrill of discovery. So the next time you pick up a handful of pennies, look closely, because that ordinary coin in your hand might not be ordinary at all. It could carry a hidden flaw, a rare die variety, or a small imperfection that transforms it into something worth millions. The 1973D 1-cent coin teaches us that sometimes the tiniest things hold the biggest surprises, and in the world of numismatics, one moment of attention can turn a single cent into a life-changing fortune. Keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your curiosity alive, because treasures like the $9 million penny remind us that history hides in plain sight, waiting for those with the passion to look closely enough to find it.